The Depth to Delve Deep by Reuter. Chapter 43 Ireland Forever. Erin Gobra. Roats on his way after a return fare for 15 quid from Edinburgh to Glasgow is paid. With great loathing he lugs his two bulging blue bags, seemingly heavier than ever, crammed for lack of anything better, borrowed or bought. The brand new sleeping bag given generously by his friend met Iona stuffed so tightly in one bag, the seams seemingly will split. No room to spare, he has to supplement space by leaving a few items, some so shabby they're not even in the same realm as clothing, making the inevitable transition into rags when worn as regularly as a rope. A particularly parted piece of clothing is a favorite outfit from a few years back. They're always the hard ones to let go. Lo, while walking to the bus stands in Edinburgh, he can feel his arms already ache, foreshadowing his forearms' future. For whatever term ties them together, tendons, ligaments, or sinews, he knows they are being seriously stretched each time he has to haul those laden weights around. The trip has barely begun and he's already bemoaning his blue beasts of burden, weighing on him like elephant balls. Like a last call, he arrives at the stands just in time to catch the bus. With help from the operator, he burrows his beholden beneath the bus, relieved for the reprieve and glad to be going to. He arrives in Glasgow an hour and a half later. He switches coaches to travel through southern Scotland to a borough by the sea. Pleased to know in a sense he's seen most of Scotland, from Berwick-on-Tweed in the east, then up north to Edinburgh and beyond Stirling, into the Highlands, back down through some of the Isles and then on through Glasgow. Roats on board a bus barreling through southwestern Scotland to the seaport of Stranraer, in Galloway, a shire separating Scotland from England by the Solway Firth. Save for the outlying areas and northernmost points, the tramp has stamped Scotland. He's stretched his means farther than any could or would in the same situation. The coach continues on through the southern Scottish countryside and arrives in Stranraer several hours later. He gets off the bus and walks with bags in hand into the berth to Belfast and beyond. Roat finds passing through the ferry terminal is like crossing through customs. Northern Ireland is under the umbrella of the United Kingdom, but it has its own distinct history that keeps remembering. With security always an issue, he can feel more than human eyes looking at him and his two blue bags bulging. Roat and his bothersome bundles are with suspect when passing through. He places his twin nemesis on the conveyor belt. The personnel proceed to tag the bags after they successfully pass through a metal detector. And that's that. He's not technically traveling to another country, only to another nation believed by some to be British. He arrives in Belfast after a high-powered ferry ride over, too fast for him. If able to step out on deck to weather the climate, he would. Unfortunately, the state-of-the-art ferry is completely contained within the ship's frame with no passengers allowed to step outside on deck, though from what he can tell, are there any to step on. Upon arriving, he learns Belfast, amongst other things, is one of Britain's shipyards. In Belfast, they helped build the British fleet, once ruling the Seven Seas. In Belfast, the ocean liner touted as the finest ever sailed is built. Roat remembers a song he sings as a child about it. It sails the ocean blue, only to be broadsided and buried by an iceberg on its maiden voyage, the Titanic. Already having his sights set on other interests, he quits Belfast as his port of entry, and will entertain his intrigue further upon that port of call come his return. He has a limited amount of cash, £200 less 15 for the ferry. From now on, frugal is the operative word and way to go. He'll make sure he sees the things he feels he has to. Anything else after the prime directive will just add to the adventure. He catches and boards the connecting bus from the stands at the Belfast bus depot. Roat looks out through the window while the bus drives through the strange streets of sectarianism. Belfast behind, the scene changes. Green countryside borders the roadside all the way to Enniskillen, the capital of County Fermanagh, Northern Ireland. In the act of another dream coming true, Roat, just 2 months before, feels it's only a figment, a farce to fill his mind from facing the facts. And now, he's starting his tour of the Emerald Isle. The weather is wet, so visibility through the fogged-up bus windows prevent him from seeing the green rolling misnomer Ireland is known for. For like Scotland's similar suppression of sept, species, and scene, Ireland's lauded landscape once has, as the Irish Rovers put it, green alligators and long-necked geese, some hoopty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of them all was the unicorn. Rogue grows up listening to this song, among others, by the Irish Rovers. Their song, Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor on the Bedpost Overnight, feels a lot closer to home during the many homes he lives in, stuck wherever, whenever. Rote rides on and for a moment is caught by a murder of crows circling a small hill up from a house. He thinks nothing of it, then something clicks in his mind to find. The thought passes as soon as the bus travels into the town of Enniskillen, where he learns it's been subject to an IRA attack during the 80s. 11 people died. 60 are injured in a bombing campaign gone awry at a partisan funeral procession. Off the bus at the terminal, with a general gist of the town gained by his countless internet searches, Rote heads straight to Maguire Castle. The former stronghold is located on an island guarding the River Ern's waterway lying between Upper Lough Erne and Lower Lough Erne. Rote's a bit diverted by the different spelling of lakes, lochs, and loch, not to mention the reversal rendered River Erne. He pushes forward to his chiefdom's pivotal point, seat of sway. It's where the Maguire chieftains, crowned as kings of Fermanagh, rule the roofs during medieval times, with help from the O'Donnells and the Warring O'Neills. Aye, the Irish version of the Three Musketeers. Red Hugh O'Neill, Red Hugh O'Donnell, and Red Hugh Maguire, the last of the Gaelic chieftains. And they are one during the Tyrone Rebellion during the 1590s. Rote rides on, hoping to ride again in a Maguire rally, hollering hallelujah, hullabaloo like nobody can do. Abu, abu.